You're not gonna wear your hair like that, are you?
Is there another way?
Oh, honey, yes, yes, queen. I mean, can you believe?
Came into my life, and my world never looked so bright.
A Knight's Tale, released in 2001, and it's directed by Brian Helgeland, who has also directed... Well, he hasn't directed that much. He directed that Payback movie. Really, he's known for his writing, and he's written some fantastic films like L.A. Confidential, The Postman, which I like, and Man on Fire, and plus that Clint Eastwood movie that was nominated for a lot of things, Mystic River. Mystic River, that Mystic River. One of the better renditions Billy Crystal ever did at the Oscars. And this film stars Heath Ledger, Mark Addy, Rufus Sewell, Paul Bettany, Alan Tudyk, and Shannon Thorpe. It is the medieval period, and Squire William Thatcher has dreams of one day becoming a knight. And one day he decides to start posing as a knight to start competing in jousting tournaments. Because he's actually quite good. And as he competes all around the world, he starts to win the affections of the fair maiden known as Jocelyn. However, Jocelyn is being pursued by Rowan, who is your stereotypical mustache-twirling villain. Really, they might as well have just called this guy Snidely Whiplash.
I'm the bad guy.
And this film is loosely based off of the Chaucer tale of The Knight's Tale, which I've only read his works once, and that was in high school, and never picked them up again. But the reason why I remember reading those works in high school was that we got to watch A Knight's Tale after we were done. Oh, popping in a video. It's the best teacher out there. But this film brings back so many great memories. It was such a surprise when Dad brought it home. It was probably from Family Video. And those still exist. But the movie opens and we get We Will Rock You by Queen playing in the background, and I'm going, this is kind of badass. What's going on here? And that's really the most memorable choice in creating this film, is that they sprinkle in a lot of modern day references. With the music, some of the phrases that they say, the use of the Nike symbol on the armor. It's all of these subtle, well, I wouldn't say subtle because they're actually pretty damn obvious, but all of these nice little winks to the audience from the director. Nike. Get it? Which immediately sets the tone for you really to kind of just sit back, relax, and have a good time with this film. Was this film anything revolutionary? Absolutely not. In fact, a lot of these characters are your stereotypical patriarchal type characters. We have our headstrong noble knight, William Thatcher, played by Heath Ledger, or as he's known later in the movie, Sir Ulrich von Liechtenstein, who is a very lovable character. Really, there's nothing about him that you would just scream, I hate seeing him on screen. You absolutely love it whenever he is. He is a peasant boy, came from nothing, had nothing going for him, and then his father sends him away with a knight to hopefully one day change his stars. And that, I think, is probably the most relatable aspect of this film. All of us are born into the culture, the society, the class that we are born into, but every single one of us has that small little drive deep down that wants us to go explore and to change our stars, to change our destiny. Majority of us, though, don't do it. But we love seeing stories of one person that does, and that is what William Thatcher does here, and I absolutely love seeing him go from point A to point B in this film. At points, though, he comes off very surface level. I am a knight. I am strong. I do not run. No, I will always do what is right, regardless of the outcome. Maybe Game of Thrones has changed me, but a lot of those noble people in that show end up dead. So going back and watching these classic medieval period type films where the nobleman comes out winning in the end, it makes me feel that it's not true at all. Oh, if this was Game of Thrones, your head would be off your shoulders in the first scene. But putting that aside, Heath Ledger, I think, does a fantastic job with this. He's an Australian actor, but I believed he was from Great Britain. And it's an absolute shame that he passed away when he did. He had many, many more decades to provide us with memorable characters farther down in his life. But unfortunately, we were robbed of that, so we get to look back at his legacy, and he's left behind some fantastic pieces of work. And this, I would include in that. But probably my most favorite part of this film is his squires. Mark Addy, speaking of Game of Thrones, Alan Tudyk, and Paul Bettany. I love this crew. Addy and Tudyk had of course grown up with William Thatcher all throughout his life. They're the ones that teach him how to joust and really encourage him to keep going forward. And Paul Bettany joins them later on, but he is Geoffrey Chaucer. He is a writer with a little bit of a gambling problem. But I think his character is the one that makes the movie because he is the one that announces William Thatcher or von Liechtenstein to the entire crowd just before a joust. And you see all these other squires introducing their knights, and it's all prim and proper and boring. And then Geoffrey Chaucer comes in, and he's the announcer before every single NBA game. So, Ulrich von Liechtenstein! Behold my Lord Ulrich, the rock, the hard place, like a wind from Gelden he blows by, blown far from his homeland in search of glory and honor. We walk in the garden of his turbulence. I didn't warm up before that. He steals the scene whenever he is in it. And once again, this is a fun action comedy that you can really sink your teeth into. The costuming I absolutely love. They capture the medieval period well. Some of the cinematography is really cool. We get a lot of POV shots from the jouster with their stick pointed at the other horse. It's called a lance. Hello? Some strange directorial choices in here, though. Aside from thinking that old trumpets can play the guitar solos from We Will Rock You, there was a weird camera angle that we got at the climax of this film. We have the good guy and the bad guy versus each other. Something happens, and then we get this POV shot of just shooting up at the sky and seeing all these faces come down over above it. And then we flash back as if that never happened. It was just so out of the blue, and I'm thinking, where did that come from? No one in the editor bay decided to cut that at all? No? We all thought that was cool? Okay. Wasn't. And then this film falls into its stereotypical love story, and I'll be honest, this time around, I was not digging it. Jocelyn, who is our main damsel in distress, Thatcher, you could do way better. It's all really paint-by-the-numbers stuff. First, she plays hard to get, and then she falls in love with him a little bit. And then the guy gets so involved in his work, to the point where the girl says, oh, no, you have to do terrible at your job in order to prove that you love me. Yes, we get to a point in this film where she literally says, you need to lose every single match if you want to prove your love for me. So basically, just keep taking abuse from lances just to prove that you're in love with this person. And then she goes, oh my god, he loves me. And then she says, now you need to win. Which, dating, relationship 101, really you want to find someone who is going to love you for you. That is not going to make you stop doing the thing that you love doing, but who's going to love you for what you do and who you are. So personally, if I was Thatcher in that role, I'd be like, see ya. And if I was her and I was being pursued by a jouster and I didn't like that, I'd be like, see ya. It is 2018 though. We've progressed a long way. Guys, in the end, A Knight's Tale is definitely a fun experience, and I'd recommend you watching it if you've never seen it before, or if you haven't seen it in a very long time, definitely watch it again. It's held up. Our leading actors are great. Heath Ledger, Paul Bettany, they're fantastic. Paul Bettany steals the show. These characters you really like, especially the squires. But the script does fall into the stereotypical love triangle, oh, I'm fighting for the woman type story. And the villain he's almost laughable. He is so just stereotypically evil for no reason. He looks at Thatcher like once, and then all of a sudden he's like, he's my mortal enemy. And whenever he walks in, just the darkest, most depressing, gothic, epic sounding score just starts playing. Like, we get it. He is our antagonist. He's the villain. You put him in all black. But it's a fun action comedy. You really don't have to think that deeply into it. So I'm going to give A Knight's Tale 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
It's good. It's good.
Alright everyone, now comes my favorite part in my videos where I pick which movie I'm going to be watching next, and this next video is a fan recommendation from Paul Morgan, one of my biggest supporters on this channel on my Facebook page. He recommended, oh, a good one, The Revenant. The film that proved the lengths that Leo DiCaprio will go to finally win an Oscar. Yes, I will be molested by a bear if that means I get that golden statue. It's a very powerful movie, though. It's a film that I haven't gone back to watch in the last couple of years just because it's very heavy. But I know it was nominated for Best Picture, won a couple of Academy Awards, including Best Actor with Leonardo DiCaprio. He should have won it a long time ago before that one, but it's definitely deserving. And I'm really excited to check it out again, so thank you very much, Paul, for the suggestion. If any one of you have recommendations of a film that you want me to review on this channel, please comment below this video, go to my Facebook page, my Instagram, or my Twitter, leave your recommendation there, and if I have access to it, I will watch it and give you a shout out here on my channel. And speaking of shout outs, I want to give a quick little shout out to my mother-in-law who gave me the sweetest Christmas gift ever, my logo on my own t-shirt. I have received custom-made t-shirts before of like superheroes that you never find a t-shirt for, and they were awesome. But this is my brand. This is me, and it's on a t-shirt. This is awesome. Speaking of, if we get a big enough following here on this channel, these might become available. But it's up to you to spread the word.
Hey, you want to watch a guy review movies? Well, there's this Caleb guy who watches movies. You want to watch it?
See, just like that. So everyone, have you seen A Knight's Tale? What did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across it because of this video, please comment below, let me know what you thought. And when you're done commenting, please like and subscribe to my channel so you know the next time I post my next movie review. So everyone, I will see you next time with The Revenant. So in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.